Dear Liverpool fans, in this video today I would like to bring to you the story of our newest signing, Dominik Szoboszlai. Who is he? What happened that has resulted in him joining Liverpool FC and wearing the famous number 8? Without further ado, this is Dominik's story. Chapter 1. Destined to play. In a way, he was ordained to play football even before he was born. For Dominik, football was in his veins. His father, Zsolt, was a professional player and played in the top tier of Hungarian football. As soon as Dominik started to walk, he was given a ball, Zsolt recalled of his son. He'd come watch my games and he seemed to have fun with it. In 2007, Zsolt co-founded his own football academy, Phoenix Gold. Here his son Dominik then had the opportunity to train every day. If he wasn't in school, he was on the training pitch, Zsolt recalls. I don't remember having Legos or toys. All I cared about was the ball, Dominik remembered of his childhood. The young Hungarian honed his skills on the outskirts of the city at his father's club, Phoenix Gold. The club's gym, located amidst the factory district, is a dilapidated-looking building from the outside. Inside, it is home to just 2 AstroTurf 7-a-side pitches. This is where Dominik Szoboszlai spent most of his childhood. The club's methods, developed by Dominik's father and a small group of coaches, are innovative. The concentration is on technique. The coaches begin teaching kids at a young age and work with a small group. Instead of wearing bibs, they make the kids wear headbands to force them to look up. Sometimes the kids have to hold golf balls in their hands to make sure they don't pull each other's shirts. Our concentration is on mastering the technical skills, Zsolt tells First Time Finish exclusively. The philosophy is to play football. When you have the technical skill set, it's a lot more enjoyable to just play. Chapter 3. The Red Bull System. At Phoenix, Dominik had never really had to fight for his position. However, at Salzburg, he found himself vying for his place amidst some of Europe's most promising talents. The coaching staff at Red Bull Salzburg observed intently as Dominik took on his new teammates in his first training session. The existing Salzburg players weren't exactly welcoming of the new competition. They roughhoused the Hungarian midfielder, even going so far as to rip his bib off. But Dominik didn't back down. He stood his ground, and by the end of the training, it was his adversary who walked off the pitch nursing a bleeding mouth, and the Salzburg coaches who wore smug grins of satisfaction. Red Bull Salzburg sporting director, Christoph Freund, recalls vividly the first time he met Dominik Szoboszlai. Freund recounts, Dominik arrived at FC Red Bull Salzburg as a very young player. He was brimming with talent and had an impressive level of self-confidence. Yet Freund also remembers a raw, unpolished talent with a lot of learning ahead of him. At that age, there's so much to learn before you can truly step into professional football. The matches he played for our affiliate club, FC Liefering, were instrumental in honing his skills and shaping his mentality to become the player he is today. Just a few months into his tenure at Salzburg, Dominik emerged as one of Red Bull's standout performers at the prestigious Alkas Cup, making his mark with a striking long-range goal. Before long, he was effortlessly netting goals in Liefering, controlling games in the UEFA Youth League, and even made his first team debut, all before he had even turned 18. Chapter 4. Hungary's Rising Star. Dominik Szoboszlai has been a sensation not just in Salzburg, but also back home in Hungary, creating a buzz in the national consciousness for several years. After nailing a couple of signature free-kick goals against Russia in a U17 European Championship qualifier, Dominik catapulted Hungary's youth team into their first significant tournament in nearly a decade. This was achieved with a crucial long-range goal at the last minute against Norway, a team that coincidentally included his future teammate, Erling Haaland. Just a month after his remarkable tournament performance, Dominik got a call-up to the senior national team at the young age of 16. Though he only warmed the bench for matches against Russia and Andorra, his inclusion triggered a media frenzy. His name and face were suddenly omnipresent on news portals and magazine covers. Not since the 1980s, when Hungary last graced the World Cup, has the nation been blessed with a talent of such caliber and so unmistakably marked for greatness. Recently, Dominik achieved a new high by becoming Hungary's top goal scorer in the Champions League, underscoring his exceptional success. Eventually, at 18, Dominik made his debut for the national team. His youth-level free-kick goals were already legendary, but he truly won the nation's heart with a remarkable performance on his first start against Croatia. Szoboszlai maintained his composure, even when he faced the formidable midfield trio of Brozovic, Modric and Rakitic, all of whom played in the World Cup final. He took control of the match and steered Hungary to a 2-1 win. After the game, when questioned about his duel with Modric, he replied with remarkable simplicity, "I just played against Modric, nothing more to it." Chapter 5. A Star Ascending. Dominik Szoboszlai's life revolves around football. The pitch is his sanctuary, the ball his constant companion. He once revealed to Nemzeti Sport that while others his age were out enjoying typical teenage activities like going to the movies, he was out on the field sharpening his skills. Dominik is not just committed to his craft, he's also fiercely competitive by nature. Reflecting on his early zeal, Zsolt shared, "He was always challenging me to races and I never let him win. He practiced free kicks religiously, about 100 or 200 times each day. His hard work has paid off, as evident in his impressive goal-scoring record and his insatiable appetite for improvement." During the football hiatus due to the lockdown, Dominik sought the guidance of Olympic champion coach Shane Tusup to elevate his physical fitness and conditioning. Their joint effort led to a noticeable increase in Dominik's muscle mass, a transformation that Christoph Freund couldn't help but notice. Freund remarked, "He has notably improved on a physical level." When contrasting his initial Champions League appearances, where he seemed slightly reserved, Szoboszlai now garners admiration on the pitch. His capability to steer the game even against physically daunting teams like Atletico Madrid testifies to his transformation. Shane and Dominik preserve their strong partnership, discussing his progress every single day. In a September dialogue with Origo, Shane explained his mission. "My responsibility is to guide athletes in unlocking their full potential, molding them into true warriors on the pitch." Dominik exemplifies this fighting spirit, often observed battling with midfield powerhouses like Koch and Herrera and leaving defenders like Kieran Trippier bewildered. He's the mastermind behind Salzburg's offensive game plans. With football back in full swing, Dominik has managed to score a remarkable 13 goals and provide 20 assists in 24 matches. His extraordinary performance landed him a place on the prestigious 2020 Golden Boy 20-man shortlist, placing him on par with football legends such as Alphonso Davies, Jadon Sancho, and Ansu Fati. It's clear that he has definitively established his standing among the sport's upper echelons. Chapter 6. A Future Full of Promise. The prestigious Academy of Red Bull Salzburg has served as the launchpad for numerous footballing talents. Figures such as Sadio Mane, Naby Keita, Erling Haaland, Hwang Hee-chan, Dayot Upamecano, and Takumi Minamino have cut their teeth here before securing lucrative contracts with renowned international teams. Dominik Szoboszlai is poised to join this elite roster. During the year 2020, prominent figures in football, such as Fabio Paratici, weren't alone in monitoring the Hungarian prodigy's trajectory. Big names like AC Milan, Arsenal and Liverpool, allegedly considering a move for Szoboszlai. With his agent, Matthias Esterhazy, and his father's wise advice, Dominik benefits from a strong support network. Both his father and Esterhazy, seasoned veterans of the sport, are well prepared to handle what's next. Speaking about his son's future, Zsolt says cryptically, "Though no details are public yet, we have our plans. At this time, we can't reveal any specifics." Chapter 7. Anfield beckons. Fast forward to today, July 2023, Dominik has taken on the captaincy of the Hungarian national team and completed a £70 million transfer to Anfield. This makes him the club's third highest transfer behind Van Dijk and Nunez. Interestingly, Dominik had an earlier encounter at Anfield in a Champions League match for RB Salzburg in October 2019, where they suffered a close 4-3 loss to Liverpool. Also on the pitch that day were teammates Haaland, Minamino, and Hwang Hee-chan. Dominik's attitude to football is inscribed in Hungarian on his arm, which translates to, "Talent is a gift from God, but without tremendous determination and humility, it is meaningless." This tenacity and humility define his character and have brought him to Liverpool FC, where he now proudly wears the number 8. The Anfield faithful awaits with excitement to the new chapter we will write together with Dominik Szoboszlai. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe and like buttons. Thanks for watching and have a lovely day.